Hi everyone, this is a mixed level Pilates class. I'm going to be offering variations, but please modify for your body as needed. Starting on all fours, we're going to round the spine, coming into extension, and then into flexion, checking in with the hips, shoulders, and neck. Just a couple times here, warming up the back. And then coming into a flat back, reaching the right arm forward, fingertips stay on the mat. 3 times total. And then the left arm reaches, comes in. And then we're going to add the right leg reaches back to straight, left arm reaches forward to straight, and lift up, touch down, up, touch down. 5 times total, and we're working the abs and that right glute and the whole back body. Switching sides, left leg, right arm, lift up and touch down. Lift and touch. 3 more times. Adjusting the feet so you're on the ball of the foot, pressing down onto the floor. Strong arms, strong abs. Hover your knees up and slowly lower the knees back down. 2 more times. Nice flat back, head is in line with the spine. Last one here. And then we're going to come to sitting with the legs out in front of you, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And you'll hold behind the thighs. Sitting up nice and tall, ribs lift up out of the hips, and then you round down and up. Round down and up. Round down, releasing the hands to go a little further for an abdominal challenge as you then come up and roll down and all the way up. This time, if you wish, you're going to round down. Stay there. Lift the arms to the ceiling and down. One more time. Up and down. Now reach wide and together. Wide and together. Lowering if you can with the abs as we do 2 more. Arms up and then arms wide. Abs on tight here. Last one. Come all the way up and take a little bit of a break. And then we're going to come into a single arm mobility. Right arm reaches up and down. Up, out to the right. Bend the elbow, hand to the shoulder. Reach straight up. Out to the right, bend the elbow. Lowering closer to laying to the floor will increase the abdominal challenge. And again, lower still if you can as you keep working that right arm. Come all the way up, and we'll work the left arm. So starting just a little bit rolled down, check in with the shoulder. If you can, you'll lower your spine as you keep working that left arm up, out to the left, bend the elbow, hand to the shoulder, up, out to the left, bend the elbow, hand to the shoulder, and all the way back up. All right, knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze here. And then you'll get ready for a little bit of bridging. So I'm just going to take a minute to reorganize the dogs here. But the next move is a bridge. So you can go ahead and get ready by laying down on the floor with your knees bent, feet flat on the mat. And then you'll just push weight into your feet, tone those glutes, and you'll lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Pressing your arms down into the mat. Lift the hips up and lower the hips down. Lift the hips up and lower down. Up and down. Now the arms can lift up and then reach back overhead to stretch and open up the shoulders and the chest if you wish, if that feels okay. So a couple more bridges here. I'm just going to reorganize my mat. Last bridge, lift the hips, lower down. We're going to take a nice little spine twist, knees to the right as you look to the left. Breathe. And then knees to the left as you look to the right. Bringing your knees back to center. We'll take a figure 4 stretch. So the left ankle goes over the right thigh. And you'll hug your knees in towards your chest, relaxing through the upper body. Feeling a stretch in that left hip and glute area. And we'll switch right ankle over the left thigh. And then go ahead and just shake out the hips a little bit, the shoulders, and let the head go from side to side. Next move is a single leg stretch. So legs are going to come up into a tabletop position. Feet are going to be knee height. We're going to start with the left knee in towards the chest and the right leg reaching long. Switch right knee in and switch. Now, arms are strong and they're pulling the knee in towards the chest. One more to each side. And then head down, feet down, hands behind the neck, curl up, twist to the left, lift, twist to the right, lift, twist to the left, lift, twist to the right. You can add lifting the bent knee, so you're going to turn towards the bent knee. Left knee lifts, twist left. Good. Right knee lifts, twist right. To increase the challenge, you're going to extend the opposite leg to straight. So we've got full body engagement. Crisscross. Good. Keep going if you can. And then head down, knees in. Single straight leg stretch. Starting with the head down, one leg comes towards the chest as the other floats away from you. More of a challenge, lift the head and the chest. Stretching out the back of the leg. And if you need a break, you'll take it. Otherwise, big stretch here. Breathe as you move. Abs are on tight as you curl up more with the head and the chest, and then lower all the way down. Double straight leg stretch is the next move. Both legs up to the ceiling. And lower the legs just a little, and then bring them back in towards the chest. Lower the legs to the floor, and then in towards the chest. On this move, we can bend the knees and then straighten the legs up towards the ceiling, lowering the legs away from the chest. And when you go as far as you can down towards the floor, you bend those knees and bring the knees in and straighten the legs up. And there we have it. Double straight leg stretch. And we'll just take 1 or 2 bridges here to open up the front of the hips, get those abs to stretch out a little bit. Now the next move is going to be a rollover. So if you have any neck or upper back issues, please keep this move really small. Okay? Legs straight up to the ceiling, and you'll just lift the hips an inch or two up off the mat. It's a small move to engage the low abs. Now we're going to assist with the arms to lift the hips up. For the first couple here, please keep your knees bent and just warm up the back and check in with the body. If this move doesn't work for you, you do not have to do it, right? This is an option. And you'll just play around with supporting with the arms. But the full move is straight legs, thighs float up over the chest, widen the legs, reach through the heels, and slowly control the spine down to the mat. Legs come together, roll over. Wide legs, reach through those heels as you control the spine down to the mat. At any time, supporting the hips with the hands, bending the knees, or just taking a break. Please pay attention to your body, and if you can, you've got this one more. The next move here is the roll up. Legs are straight on the mat. Arms reach up and then back overhead. Arms to the ceiling. Nod the head yes. Abs on as you roll up, reaching for the feet. And control slowly down to the mat. 3 more, please. And if you need a modification, you'll bend your knees and pull yourself up, holding on to the legs. And you can also support yourself as you roll back down. And then coming all the way up, this time reach and then sit up nice and tall. Bring your hips closer to your heels and warm up the low back a little bit by rolling and lifting through the chest. We're going to come into rolling like a ball 5 times here. You look in at the belly button, which keeps your spine round as you roll back to the shoulder blades. And then come on up and balance. Roll back to the shoulder blades, looking into the belly button. And come up. Now you can also hold at the ankles, which increases and just changes the move a little bit. So give it a try. You've got one more here. And you can either continue with rolling like a ball or extend your left leg up towards straight. And then bend it in. Right leg to straight, bend it in. Left leg to straight, flex and extend that ankle. And then right leg, drawing the legs to extend. Now, bring the legs together and apart. Together and apart. Or bent knee version, right? So we just want mobility in the hips. Open leg rocker. Roll back to the shoulder blades and come up. Or straight legs, roll back to the shoulder blades and come up. Go slower than you think as you control with the abs. Good. Feet down. Extend your legs back to straight, wider than the mat. Spine stretch forward. Arms reach out in front of the shoulders. Nod the head yes. Round the spine as you reach forward and down. Coming all the way back up to sitting nice and tall. Breathe. And again, forward. Round the spine. Reach. And up. Sitting nice and tall one more time. Next move is going to be a side bend, and I'm going to adjust how I'm sitting so you can see what I'm doing. But you're going to side bend to the right and come up. And then side bend to the left. Breathe and come on up. Again to the right. And to the left. Coming up to sitting spine twist to the right. And to the left. One more to each side, please. Now that we've warmed the spine up, let's do one more side bend to each side and see if you can go a little bit further. And then extending the legs to straight and a little bit wider than the mat. Hands behind the head, elbows wide. You're going to twist to the left. And then twist to the right. Twist to the left. Lower your chest down towards your thigh and reach past that left foot. Coming up. Twist to the right. Reach past the right foot. So this is saw. Breathe. 2 more to each side, please. All right. Now this next move, if you have any wrist, elbow, shoulder injuries, please be gentle or maybe just take a break. But you're going to bend your elbows directly behind you and then straighten the arms. So as you can see, it really stretches the chest and challenges the wrists. We're working tricep engagement here. And to increase the challenge, you're going to lift your hips. Now bend your elbows back and straighten the arms. As you do that, your hips are going to touch down. Breathe. If you need a break, please take it. Otherwise, try and get in a few more here. And then just stretch and roll out those wrists. Okay? So we strengthen the wrists by challenging them. Now we're going to do a little side plank with a bent forearm and bent knees. And you can assist with the top arm pressing down into the floor as you lift the hips, lower the hips. We're going to do 5 to a side, increasing the challenge by putting that top hand behind the head and working your sides a little bit more. Now the clam, top knee is going to lift and lower. And if you can, you'll add a challenge of lifting the hips up. So we've got a total of 8. And the next move is your top leg is going to go out to straight. You're going to lift the leg, lift the hips. We've got 5 lift and lowers of that top leg. If you need to take a break sooner, please do so. Pay attention to your body. Come on down. If you need to reposition, go ahead. You're going to lift your hips, straighten that top leg. 3 huge circles with the leg. And then reverse for 3. And go ahead and come on down and let's switch sides. So on that bent arm, forearm presses into the mat, hips lift and lower. And if this is where you are, to stay supporting with your top arm, that's fine, and you'll just build strength. If you can, you're going to challenge by coming into a little bit of the clam. And then clam with lifted hips. Okay. And then top leg extends to straight. Hips lift. Lift and lower that leg 5 times. Come on down. Then we're going to go into hip lift, leg extends to straight, and 3 circles forward. And reverse. Abs are on tight. And come all the way down. Go ahead and lay onto your stomach. Legs are out straight behind you. One flat hand on top of the other creates a pillow for your forehead. Left leg is going to lift and lower 5 times, working from the glute. We want to engage the whole back body. And then the right leg 5 times. Just lift and lower. And then we're going to work the upper body. Lift the head and the chest and lower. Head and the chest and lower. If you can add, float those arms up. Hands stay with the forehead and down. It can be a small lift here. Do what works for you. And then we're going to add the legs. So both legs and the upper body 3 times, down and up, down and up. And then we'll come into swimming. So body float up, reach to the arms, opposite arm and leg, lift, switch, opposite arm and leg, lift, switch. Full back body engagement. Breathe. Just 3 to a side here. And then both legs, arms. Now bend those elbows, squeeze the elbows back, and reach the fingertips forward. Squeeze the elbows, bend the arms back, reach the fingertips forward. Can we get 5 in of working these arms? Full back body, breathe, taking a rest as needed. Coming into a child's pose stretch. Hips back to those heels, chest down to the thighs, relax the neck. Breathe. And then a forearm plank. So take your time. If you're working on your plank strength, you're just going to hold a plank. But if you'd like a challenge, you're going to bend and touch one knee down to the mat. Okay? At any time, take a break. Otherwise, increase the challenge with both knees touching to the mat and lifting. More ab engagement. You're going to pull those elbows towards the hips. Get those abs on. And take a little stretch. We're going to come up to standing and roll out the shoulders and the neck. Just a couple times in each direction. And then hands to the shoulders, elbows bent, small circles with those elbows. 3 times. And a side bend. Breathe. And switch. Now, arms to goalposts, bent elbows, shoulder height. Your forearms squeeze together and then they reach really wide. Together and wide. One more time. And then you'll just shake out the arms and we'll come into a little footwork. Lift and lower one heel, alternating. Abs are on, check in with the posture. And then we're gonna go double heel lift and control lower down. Lift, control down, one more time, lift. And then if you can, you'll lower one heel, lift, alternating without resting. So all of this balance work just takes practice. And I hope you enjoyed this little video. Thanks so much for joining.